The main thing on the agenda, at least for us, is the date of the election. So we saw, and I had, as I say, I responded to Trinidad Express article where the illegal president made a pronouncement that she would like to have the election in September, October. And I found that to be disrespectful, because you can't call me in a meeting next week and you sound like you made a decision. So that it would mean again that the membership don't have a say. So what you're calling us to the meeting to do?
Well,
you know?
It's more than likely they're calling you all to ratify something, as you said, that has already been decided.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that any pronouncement of a date, especially in the media, it have to be after May 1st. So if even if you think you have a reason that it should be held in September, October, let us discuss it.
But
and I'm saying, go ahead.
You go ahead.
I'm saying that the proposal is not reasonable. We are seeing places, and in particular China, having a second lockdown, and it is worse than what it was. I looked at the news recently, and people standing on the balcony in the night and saying that we are starving, we are hungry, and they can't come outside because of the lockdown that was going on in China. So whatever is happening there, it is something that is serious. The inception of it. So are we seeing now that second wave starting from the root again and coming back? So we are saying that we haven't the opportunity. I mean that the illegal president said that as soon as we can gather, we'll have the election.
Well, only today, Akil, just to interrupt you there, and we just saw the CG there, thanks Master Control, that only today, the Point Fortin Borough Corporation has scaled down their borough celebrations because they too, and they must be commended, they too are very concerned on the uptick in COVID cases and the usual Juve and all the other celebrations that usually mark this very great event, festival down here in the south, has been scaled down. So it goes straight to the point that you are making.
Safe to do so. And even Barbados, just the other day, about 2 days ago, I heard that they extend the SOE, I believe. I hope I'm not misquoting. So right in the region, we're seeing things happening where COVID still affecting our day-to-day. So we know that it have local government election happening. Probably it is in the best political interest for whoever to decide, well, let us take away the restrictions and so on and so on. But probably right after the local government election, we might go straight back into some sort of scale down and measures, gathering 5 at a time and so on and so on. So I'm saying that we have the opportunity now to gather, call the election with the Constitution dictates 28 days time notice, call the election. And if you win, because you keep saying that you're such a good politician and you have all that support, if you win, you win. And you have the next 2 and something years to run the organization as you wish, that were outlined in my article. One of the reasons is the hypocritical stance or the shifting the goalposts conveniently as you go along. And that was in particular in her first year in office, which would have been the 2019. The AGM, the dictates of the AGM should have been held in September, October. And she didn't hold it in September, October. So why are you insisting now that the Constitution say that it's supposed to be held in September, October? It's supposed to be held in September, October, yes, last year. You missed the date. So I'm saying that you have to hold it at the closest possible time to that date. Other than that, every month she stays into office, she's occupying the next executive time. So right now she's in there 6 months, so the next executive would only have 2 years and 6 months to be in office. Whether the next executive is her and a different group of people or whoever challenging, but right now her executive is encroaching on the other executive time.
No, let me get this straight, Akil. What you are saying there, and I hope I get you right, that let's say elections were due in, as you said, last year, October, is it?
Right.
Right. So if, as she proposes, that elections are held in October this year, 2022, that the incoming executive would have lost a year?
Yes. Based on what the Constitution, how the Constitution is written, I could just paraphrase. The Constitution is written in such a way that the executive has 3 years in office, or till the next convention, whichever one comes sooner. Because the country opened back up, there's no reason, because the reason that she had or she presented to the organization is that we cannot gather. So there's no way that the court matter could stop her or prevent the organization from having the election. What is going to be, what the court matter will continue to be is if she had the right at all, to determine if she had the right at all to put off her election. And what we're saying is that according to our constitution, according to any constitution, it don't give presidents discretionary rights to put off an election. So, for example, our constitution don't give, and I'm talking about the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, don't give Dr. Keith Rowley the right of discretion. I wonder if, because of the pandemic, if I could put off the election. No. The US Constitution didn't give Donald Trump that right too. It have a pandemic. I wonder if I could put off the election. And we say that our Constitution don't give that right. And we think that is important that we follow through with the case, because we don't want presidents coming after her thinking that she have that right, because that is a very dangerous precedent that she set for the organization. And we think that through the court, we need to have this case judged on, get a pronouncement on and ruled on.
And one of my concerns has always been, and we hear it after, at carnival time, it usually erupts, and we think about remuneration and numeration and compensation for panis. And it's something that, I always look at and feel that, they always have to struggle and they, for so much effort and for their talents, and so that it is always a problem that is something that I would like to see addressed so that they could be
So I wrote an article about 2 weeks ago saying that all players should at least get $2,000 around, and that's a modest figure, because since this executive came into office, they removed the remuneration for players. It is something definitely I would like to get back, but I'm saying all of these things is symptoms of a bigger problem. So if it is that I can have my bands functioning and we are strong as a unit, when we lobbying for things, it would be a strong unit lobbying for things. And that is why I started as basic as possible. We have to go back to the basics. We have to fix the root. And then the symptoms that we have, the fever, the toothache, the this, whatever it is, it would fix itself because we fix our body properly. So definitely panis are being underpaid. That is something, but again, that is just a symptoms of the bigger picture and the disrespect people look at panis a certain way, they look at the organization a certain way, because there are a lot of things that are going on in the bands that they need help with. They don't have the skills and they need the assistance from the parent body to guide them along the right path.
Yeah, indeed. But what is constitutionally due, especially an organization like Trinbago, which expends taxpayers' money? Give us an update what has been happening, Akil. I saw your very good response to an article in one of the daily newspapers responding to Mrs. Ramsey Moore. Welcome again.
So good day.
Give us, Go ahead.
Good day, Saeed. Go ahead. Good day, Hard Talk. Thanks for having me once again. Right. I would like to say a few things before we go into the political side of the things. We, PAN Moving Forward, in which I'm the president of, recently finished our competition, 2-month-long competition, where PAN the All-Stars.
Trophy.
Yeah, PAN the All-Stars came first. Won the trophy. We gave the trophy. So it was our competition, and PAN the All-Stars came first. Congratulations to them on a job well done. It was 2 months of hard work, and PAN Moving Forward team pull it together and make sure that the competition were at an international standard, and everybody was pleased, including the people who supported financially and so on and so on. We're looking forward to the same Jamiset competition in the Rama next year. We already have plans for that. What is presently happening with PAN moving forward again, we have a competition called Rhythm in Pan Poetry and Art that is presently going on. And this we did it over and over with the traditional ways. So we're looking to see if we could bring in the different aspects of the creative side where we could have that fusion of these different elements. So this time we have poetry and art with it. Next time we probably might have theater and so on and so on and so on. So we're really trying to do things different because we can't be doing the same thing over and over and expecting. And even before the pan politics as well, I don't know if you noticed that we had a situation where a very popular steel band in Woodbrook was evicted.
Remember, we had raised that the last time we spoke, Akil. Yeah.
Right. So it came to the point where the band had to leave. Right. We would see on the papers after the eviction
that's Woodbrook Playboys.
Woodbrook Playboys, the organization that leased in the land, claiming well it wasn't an eviction or trying to downplay it and that kind of thing. And I have not called the organization name at no point in time because it's a real complex situation. However, the long and short is the pan side had 30 days to move under some under some bargaining with the both owners of the property, and the pan side would have had to move eventually. So they asked us for some assistance. I called Mr. Fuad Abubakar, who's also a part of the PAN Moving Forward team, and we are now temporarily housing Woodbrook Playboys at the Jamat Mokorapo Road facility until they can do better. Right? So that is also something that highlighted this week. And then we're moving straight into May 1st, where we would have a meeting called by what we consider to be an illegal president. And I'm saying that if we have an illegal president calling a meeting, it would still be illegal. So things coming out of the meeting, anyone could legally challenge it. And we recognize that. However, our group would be taking part in the meeting because we think that it is an opportunity for a way forward civilly. And that is what we want for the organization. We want to be peaceful. We want to, under that umbrella or that environment of peace, the whole organization would be able to strive in a fruitful way. So we need that environment in which the organization can grow. We're taking the opportunity, as illegal as it is and as illegal as we recognize it to be, we're taking the opportunity to go to the meeting. Hopefully, the president and, well, not the president, the illegal president and her legal executive will behave in a proper way and allow the members of PAN Trinbago to have a say. And at the end of the meeting, we can come up with some sort of solution.